It's the Career Girl's 31st birthday, which means I am 62 because I had her when I was 31. Took me a while to have a baby, but I got one and she's great and she's amazing. And we're looking forward to celebrating her birthday with her today at a really amazing Indian restaurant downtown Austin called the Clay Pit. It's really good. If you're in the Austin area, I highly recommend it. Food is amazing. So we're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, 62 is the new 32 needs to get ready for this fun time. And I thought I'd share with you some of my beauty routines for getting ready in the day for a nice time out with my family, with my friends, since I've started using some new products and since I've started experimenting a little bit more with my hair and other things. So this is me before I get completely ready, and I'll just take you along my little journey because I think it takes a little longer now in some ways than it did 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, but also in some ways it takes a little less time because I have products that are made specifically for my hair, for my face, for my age, and that helps in the overall routine. Do I need to wear makeup every day? No. Do I like to wear makeup every once in a while? Yes, it's fun and it makes me feel happy and pretty. And why not feel happy and pretty, especially when there are not happy and not pretty things happening always all around us. So this is me barefaced in my bathroom with my little cute towel thingy on, and I'm getting ready to start my day. So I've just washed my face. I had to wash it outside of the shower, where I usually wash it in the shower, but I got my eyebrows micro powdered and you have to wait like, I don't know, 7 days to 10 days before you can really get them super wet. So I'm about ready to do my face. I have a pretty basic routine. I just do good old alcohol-free toner. I've been doing this for 100 million years. It's just Neutrogena. It's not a big deal. It's not expensive. It's just a routine that I have always been doing pretty much since I've been a kid, a teenager. I always go up and out. I'm not a fancy makeup artist person. I'm not like, professional, but this is what I know to do. I always go up and out because I want everything to go higher, not lower. You know how that rolls if you are anywhere near this age range. I'll get that done. And then I found out about this product. It's called Bliss, and it's got a little bit of caffeine in it. It's supposed to help with the under eye, puffiness and stuff. Although I really think the only thing that can help with under eye puffiness is getting it fixed by a surgeon. That ain't gonna happen. The upper eyes, that's a different ball game altogether. So you can see I'm just putting it on underneath and I'm going out to in to out. I use my ring finger, and the reason I use my ring finger is many, many, many years ago, when I was in my early 20s, I met a pianist, classical pianist, very talented classical pianist, and she said the ring finger is the most weak finger in the piano in your hand. So to use that for doing anything close to delicate skin, I have followed that protocol, for 40 years now plus. The next thing I do is I put on this Biossance peptide stuff. And I really like it. I got compliments on my skin almost immediately after using it. So I use that pretty religiously. Comes in like a little bob like that. And I put some on my finger and then I put that all over. Again, everything I do to my face, I do to my neck and my chest. So I just kind of bring it all up. Yep. It's kind of weird doing it like this, but I'm kind of having fun playing around with this. So I bring that all up, bring that into my chest area, my little neck area. So that's done. I'll let that kind of, dry up a little bit. And then, because I'm not fancy, this is just simple oil of Olay, SPF, I believe 30. Can't see because I don't have my glasses on and I'm not wearing contacts yet. So I'll pop some of that onto my hand, and then I just do the same routine all over, just like that. And it's pretty, I, again, really use mostly my ring finger and my middle finger and to do all that. Again, going up. And then the next thing I do, before I lose my towel, but you can't see, sparing you a very, very scary sight you might never get out of your mind. Get that done. And lately I've been trying this, it's called Strivectin. Anyway, it's this stuff. It's supposed to be for getting rid of the crepiness in your chest area and tightening your neck area, the turkey neck area. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of, so I've been using this about, I don't know, I want to say about a couple weeks now. And I took a before picture before I first started using it. And we'll see if after I've gone through one tub of this stuff, if it's made any difference. Now, got a little bit of stuff on here, so I'm just gonna do that. Anyhow, occasionally, sometimes I forget that it's not supposed to go on my face. So who the heck knows what I'm doing to myself, but I use this stuff. I got it at Costco. It was $50 for 2 tubs like this. We'll see if it works. So far, this is one of those other things that I think only surgery or like some kind of plastic surgeon or some kind of intervention would fix. And that's called a lot of money. And I don't got a lot of money. So it ain't gonna happen on my watch, or at least not anytime soon. So that's that done. Then after that, I just clear out my ears like you do. What are Q-tips for if not using them to clear out your ears? Don't give me any trouble if it's wrong. And then I go about the next phase of getting ready, which is getting dressed, which I picked out a really fun outfit using the Style Book app. So I've got the first 2 pieces of my new outfit on. One of the pieces is this really cute shirt, which I can't really see right now, but I'm gonna see if I can lower this down a little bit. I'll show you more later. It's a white shirt from Ann Taylor Loft that I got at Goodwill for like $7. So it looks brand new, it's real cute. I really like it. I have not worn a lot of white in my life because red wine and I are like attractors. So, but since I'm hardly drinking anymore, since I'm on the only 2 days a week kind of thing of drinking, I figured, well, this might be a good one to wear for just tonight and we'll see how it rolls. I've got some layering pieces to go with it and then I'm going to see how all that works together. I have some really cute shoes that I just bought from Clark's. Made for, it's not your grandma's shoes anymore. Guys, cutest shoes. I'll show them to you later. The next phase is doing my hair, which is now like this whole thing because I have this new hair. It's not just long hair that I can just pop into a ponytail. So I use this wet hair brush. I learned all these beauty secrets like in my 60s or well 50s maybe. Because I want to get lift, I use a product called Dry Bar. I really like it. It's a little bit heavy of a scent, but it's not terribly heavy. And I'm hoping my friend in Puerto Vallarta can handle it. It's the best product I have found out of all the ones I've been trying to really give me that lift and that great blowout kind of feeling. So this is it. This is the beautiful Dry Bar stuff. It's called Southern Belle Volume Boosting Root Lifter. So this stuff just goes, you know, all underneath here. It smells, to me, it smells pretty good, but we'll see what my friend has to say in Puerto Vallarta. I'm gonna make her go smell this stuff where she lives now and just gonna get a feel for it. So I'm kind of developing my own little routine for this. I just kind of, you know, pump it in there. And then I always put a little bit in my hands because I have no idea if I'm doing it right or not. Pop this all in my hair. And you can see I got a lot of curl in my hair. Oh, yeah. That's what I get. A little bit of red, a little bit of curl. So now I'm going to blow dry this out, round 1. And then after I get my hair dry, then I can finally put my contacts in and I can see. Fun fact, I'm 62 years old and this is the first time I have ever worn contacts in my life. Apparently I took to them like a fish to water, really love using them, and they just have liberated me in so many ways. It's such a funny little thing, but just being able to wear sunglasses that I like, it's kind of fun. So in addition to using a regular blow dryer with a curling blow dryer brush, which is new for me. I haven't done that in a really long time because I've basically just had hair and tried to get it straight, longer hair, and then, you know, or ponytail, which showed a lot of gray and wasn't particularly flattering. It made me look older, I thought, when I was pulled back in a ponytail. So I like it better all around my face. So this is a little guy I got for cheap. And it's fairly easy to use, but not super easy. Doesn't have a lot of hoops to it. So I just kind of go through. But this is like, seriously, I have to do, this is my big hair day. So I don't usually do all the steps that I'm doing for just me. I just usually do this step and this step before. But because we're going out, I have another step that I want to add in. And of course, I got tanglage. Holy shoot, I got major tanglage. Clean up on aisle tangled. Oh my God. So then this goes, I'm just trying to get it all, you know, all the frizzies out. But you can see that this product really does, for me, it seems to really work very well. I really like it. So I'm just kind of smoothing it out, doing its little thing, and getting it fairly dry until I can do the next step. Hope you could hear me through all that noise. I think maybe my watch might have said that was a loud environment, but I'm not wearing it on purpose so it can't nag me. Great, so I have my contacts in, and they went in really easy this time, which makes me very happy because sometimes this eye gives me a little bit of trouble because the eyelid, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit droopier than this eyelid. That's gonna have to get fixed before they like literally cover my eyes, but I was given a referral to do that about a year plus ago. You know, you can see my tush in the mirror. Isn't it cute? Anyhow, so I was told I could go get it done a year ago. I got a referral, and then I just never got around to doing it because I was really nervous about anybody having surgery around my eyes. But since then, I've spoken to a lot of people who've had it done, and it's not as big of a deal as they say it. I think it would be. So now it's just a matter of timing it so that it doesn't like make me look like shit basically for like Thanksgiving, but I need to get it done before we go to Puerto Vallarta because there's going to be like a healing process and all this other. And by the way, I want to work out, and apparently you cannot do the same workout, and I'm already hindered by my neck and my shoulder. So you see how my mind rolls. It's like, when can I do this? I want to do it. I just don't know when. I'm actually afraid to wait until the new year because I'm afraid my insurance will change and it will no longer cover the surgery, which would be not cool. So I'm kind of rushing it now because I didn't think that that would be an issue, but there's been so many changes in the insurance industry here lately that I'm just trying to cover my bases before I lose that coverage, just in case. It may not happen, but I don't want to take any chances. So now they're in. They feel pretty good. I like them. So that brings me to the next phase, which means I'm gonna have to go ahead and do like my rest of my hair before I start doing my makeup. So I've got all these little curlers in my hair, some in the back, some in the front. I blow dried some heat into it so that's what the lady told me to do. So that's why I'm doing it. I don't know how it works or not, but I'm doing the instructions that I was given because I like to follow the rules every once in a while when it comes to this kind of stuff. That way no one can be at fault except for me if I don't do it the way they said to do it, right? So this is now in my hair, and now it's time to do makeup. And the reason why you have to put your contacts in after you blow dry your hair, you don't want to get your eyeballs all dry or something, so that would not be cool for the contacts. So I went ahead and did that, but I tried doing the contacts after I'd done all these little rollers in my hair. That did not go well. So now the next phase is makeup, my favorite part. I always like doing makeup. I've always liked wearing makeup. I asked for makeup for my birthday. When I was younger, my mom wasn't really much into makeup, so this has always been sort of my thing, and I don't know why. That's the one thing I think I did eventually learn how to do well enough. I start off with the Laura Geller spackle to prime my face for the foundation that I'm going to put on, which is super light and super wonderful, and I really love it. And since I'm doing this kind of like, you know, on a camera, which I've never really done before, it's really weird. But I'm like just trying to get underneath the rollers and da-da-da. And again, following similar rules to everything else, up and out, up and out. I don't know where I learned how to do that. 100% probably from when I was modeling. I probably didn't need to put any on my neck, but it's so automatic for me. So that's done. And then the next step is I am going to put a little bit of concealer on these dark under eyes of mine. And this stuff works pretty good. I did some research. There's more expensive stuff, but I got this and it was under 10 bucks. It's called True Skin by Catrice. And it doesn't fill in the little lines that you have around your eyes if you're older. So that's really good. And it did not cost an arm and a leg like some of these other products cost. This was under $10, which is a really good deal, because I was looking at things that were like 30, 40, 100 bazillion dollars, and I'm like, I just can't justify that in my brain. So then I used my handy dandy ring finger to get all this in going started. And then after a little bit, once I get it started, because I gotta kind of look at myself here in my regular mirror, I get out my little beauty blender. It's going to require a lot of beauty blending here. So just kind of doing that. You can see. And since I'm just patting, I'm not as worried about the direction of the beauty blender, because I think it is doing fine. It doesn't put a lot of extra pressure. And I think that's about as good as it's going to get, these little dark circles underneath my eyes. But you can see it doesn't really fill in any of the lines, which is nice. So I like the product, and I'll buy it again. I think it's perfectly fine for my needs. It's not like I'm a model or anything. Then the next thing I'm going to go in with is the Laura Geller Baked Foundation. I absolutely love this. I'm using light, and it worked perfectly. Somebody was like, how'd you know what to get? And I'm like, I just guessed. This is kind of how I roll on stuff like that. I have a kind of an intuition about it, but not much. This is the Kabuchi brush. I really like this, and I like that it's retractable, which is great for travel. So just do on here. It's super light. You can barely tell that it's on the brush. And then I just put it all over my face. Follow my little up and out rule down the nose. I think it does a pretty good job. And then how much you put on is how much coverage you get. Since we're going out, I'll probably throw a little bit more on. I put a little bit under the eye just to kind of blend it a little bit. There's nothing I can do about the little poofiness, but I think it looks a little bit better. Like I'm 62, not 12 or 16 or whatever, right? So then that's done. And then I have a few other palettes that I could use to do my makeup. I found some really good ones from Laura Geller, and I'm gonna share them with you later, but I'm just gonna use her Baked Full Face because I really like it. It's really good for everyday wear, and it's basically Garanimals friendly for people like me, which I need all the help I can get. So this comes in with like, look at all these pretty colors. You can tell I've been using it a lot. It's got Baked Blush and Brighter Pink Buttercream Blush. It's got Portofino and French Vanilla. This is the Portofino, this is the French Vanilla, and then highlighters. And then it's got Tahitian Blue for the bronzer. And then for the eyeshadows, it's got Oyster, Sandstone is in the middle, and then Almond is the dark one. Now, I've seen other people on videos use this one as the Oyster as the main color for the base, but it's very shiny, so I prefer to do the Sandstone as my base color. So I'm first gonna go in with my blush, my toner, like my highlighter, and my bronzer, because I prefer getting that done first. And I got some of their brushes and some of my brushes. These are my brushes from a million years ago. So a little bit of this. Here, look at me trying to be all professional. So that goes on the cheeks. Little apple here. See, you don't have to be a professional to doing your makeup. You just have to do it. Oh, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with it. Now, I always go slightly down on makeup because my aunt, who was an artist, a very good one, a watercolor artist, and she could draw things. She was a beautiful, beautiful artist. She always said to go down because your hair's on your face, lay flat down, and you don't want to go up and put the makeup underneath the hair. Whether or not this is a professional makeup tip that you can use, I've been using it for years, and I just, you know, I'm a creature of habit, so there you go. Then the next thing I do is I go in with this Kabuchi brush and I make it a little bit more tight based on a video that I watched, so that's why I'm doing it that way. And then I'm going in with probably a little bit of this, the Portofino, and that's just gonna go right up here. It's really pretty, I like it. And I'm gonna do a little bit here, and then just a tiny bit right here, and then I'm gonna do just a little through here, just to kind of make it happy. And then I'm going to go in with the Tahitian glue. And I don't know why I blow it, but I always just kind of pat this stuff on because it can be really heavy otherwise. And I don't like having anything super heavy. I mean, I went for 2 years without almost wearing any makeup at all because, hello, we had a pandemic. Nobody saw us. I mean, except for the curbside person that delivered my groceries to my car. And for some reason, you know, one side of your face always holds makeup, really, at least mine, holds it different than other sides. So whatever, mine does. And that's the right side. Then I use this blender brush to just kind of mix it all up a little bit, just kind of smooth everything out. And then I always do like a little bit up in here. I don't know where I learned how to do that. Somebody probably told me to do that, or I read a makeup tip about it 500 years ago. That's probably inaccurate, but I still do it. I like the way it makes my face look. I feel very shiny and happy. And maybe I shouldn't be shiny and happy, but I like the way it looks, so I don't care what anybody else has to say. That's how I roll. So put those bad boys, well, maybe I won't put them away. It's kind of weird doing my makeup with this thing here because I don't have any room to do anything. But then the next thing I do after I've done that part is I go in with the all over eyeshadow brush, which I did get from Laura Geller. It's a really nice brush. So I'm picking up the sandstone and just kind of putting that all over the base of my eye. And it's not very bright, like it's not super strong in color, which I like. It's great for day wear. And like I said, I do have a really nice set of different palettes that are like, again, a Granimals for the challenge of makeup. And I love that because it tells you exactly where to put stuff. So then I have that, and I used to just be very religious about only going out, but ever since I got older and the eyelids started drooping, you just have to be creative. It's all there is to it. Then the next thing I do is, per their thing, is the crease brush. The crease brush seems to me to be a little bit weirdly big for a crease area, but I use it. Maybe I'll get used to it. So I'm going in with the, and you'll see it, almond. And this is where I might have to get creative with my eyeballs because, you know, I need to get them lifted. So this is what I have to do. Just kind of come into it like this. So you can get it actually in the crease. Isn't that fun? Isn't getting old fun? Oh, it beats the alternative, right? So I'm just gonna go in like this. And just kind of get like that, okay? Then the next thing I'm gonna do is my handy dandy. Let me show you. The oyster. They said to put it in the corner. That kind of brightens it up. I have no problem with it being there because it's, you know, not the whole eyelid. I just don't like it on my whole eyelid. And then just a little bit underneath the brow, which are shaping up pretty nicely after getting them done. I really like them. And now it calls for using this almond as the liner for eyeliner. No, not for me. It doesn't really leave much of a line. I'll show you. For me personally, I think it's kind of a waste of the color for me because, like, if you look at it, I'm going in on it. And like it does a little bit of a line, but it doesn't really not do much of a line. So I'm like, I'd rather have it. You see that little crease there? I used to not have that. The vagaries of getting older. But I'm not a fan of it just doesn't seem to do much. So instead I go in with an actual eyeliner pencil, which Laura Geller has one, but I already have so many from Urban Decay. I like this color. It's called Smog. So I'm gonna put that on very carefully. I'll finish that up on my big mirror. So all of the little rollers are out of my hair. Now I'm just gonna run a brush through all this. So the hair is done. I think it looks pretty good just the way it is. But I have this other stuff from Dry Bar. It's called Density Building Root Spray, and it is pretty nice. So click it over, bing, bing. And then you just kind of come in after it, just to create some lift, you know, to kind of keep it from drooping early. And we don't have our dinner until a little bit later. So that's my hair done. And next up, I'm going to finish up my look and share it with you. So I'm in my closet. I'm trying to figure out how to show you the full length of what I'm wearing. And it's really hard because this thing doesn't go up very high. But maybe if I go back a little bit further. Here, you look at my butt again. So this is me in the drawer. That's kind of okay. But I like it. It's to go with this amazing chambray top, which I really like. I'm gonna button that up. It's supposed to go with a belt. And this is a cheapo belt because I'm not rich, but it works and I like it. Plus it's adjustable, which is really nice if you're in the middle of a weight loss challenge. You know, it's kind of fun putting on clothes and feeling good again. This is, let me back up. So that's that. I'm gonna have to get the physicist to take a video of me looking so cute. So I really like it. And then I'm gonna try to determine which shoes to put with this because honestly, my desire, oh my God, they're so cute. Guys, I got these for such a good deal. And they're Clarks and they're super, super cute, super comfortable. Okay, so I have these to wear with this outfit. Or I can go all comfy cozy and wear my fun little Converses with some little socks, which will also look super, super cute with it and be easier on my feet. But basically, I'm just walking to a restaurant, right? So I'm gonna make that command decision later when we get ready to leave. But I love the look and I'm really excited about wearing it. I think it's very fun and chic. Bring this up a little bit. I'm gonna wear it with the shoes and take a picture for my girlfriends that are from Zumba because I've been sending them my pictures because they're like, what happened to you and what have you done with our friend that doesn't do her hair or anything? I've changed. Anyhow, I've just rediscovered myself.